Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I have a flip through of some journals that are going to be going up into my shop. So it's been a while since I've done a journal release with starting a new shop and being busy and Lent and all of that. I've been a little bit delayed in getting new journals out, but I'm very excited to release these journals to you guys. Well, you can't really tell that they're journals right now, but I promise that there are journals inside of these bags. And I'll go ahead and open them up and show them to you guys. So this is a soft cover notebook collection. So just the bag, what I'm not going to pull out, is just the envelope with the ephemera in it. But I will show you guys the journals. So this is the first journal. But like I was starting to say, these are a soft cover notebook style. So they are just one signature. They're really nice and small and good to hold in your hands, to slip in a purse or take on the go. I have done 3 different sizes. Each journal is a different size. I'll go through the details of all of that. I'm just going to take them all out first. So there's the second journal. And then finally, there is this last journal. So I don't know if you can tell by the covers, but they are a Marian collection. So I took different apparitions of Mary and illustrated them myself. All of these illustrations were done by me on my iPad using Procreate, and then I printed them off and I themed each journal based off of the image that I drew. So starting off, we have Our Lady of Fatima, and I used my own interpretations of each of these apparitions of Mary. Like, I based off of what the traditional ones are, but just some of my drawing skills are not quite as capable as what the original artists have done, so I edited it to make it more my style and more of what I wanted these journals to look like. So this is Our Lady, and then I've also hand painted some just really subtle gold details around the cover. I kind of just did these leaves, these vines randomly, just to add a little something special since it's just a plain craft cover. And then I stitched all the layers together of the cover and the inner cover and the image with my sewing machine. So that has all been machine stitched in, as well as the tabs that are on the side. So there's a really nice mix of vintage fabrics and then lace as well. And those just poke out of the side of the journal to add some interest. But this is a standard traveler's notebook size insert. If you've been following along with some of my other videos, you know that this is the size that I'm currently using in my journal, and I've really been enjoying it. So if you also use a standard size traveler's notebook, this would be perfect for you. And it fits within the cover. But if you're not looking for a traveler's notebook insert, the size is 8 1/4 inches from top to bottom by 4 1/4 inches across. Next we have Our Lady of Guadalupe. So this journal measures 4 by 6. It fits within a pocket-sized traveler's notebook, just barely. It's a little bit bigger than a pocket size, but depending on how big your cover is, this might fit. But if not, it's just a really nice size to hold in your hands. It also has some tabs on the side as well as some gold detailing. I'm trying to get it in the light so that way you can see it, but there's just a few little leafy details on the side that kind of frame in the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe that I drew. And then last is Our Lady of Aparecida. So I had not heard of her until I took a poll on my Instagram asking for some different saints. And this was one that was recommended, was Our Lady of Aparecida, and it was really cool to look into her history and all of that, like what her apparition's background is. I'll make sure to link down a website if you're interested in learning more about her, but I love the way that this illustration turned out with the angels flanking her, and then the colors and everything turned out really nicely. And then there's once again more leaf details on the front, and then just a really small one on the back, and then the typical, at least for this collection, mix of lace and fabric tabs on the side. And then as you saw at the beginning, I hand stitched a drawstring bag for each of these. I used a different fabric for each one that I thought kind of complemented the cover itself. And then there's also an envelope full of ephemera and different goodies for you to use in your journal that's included with each. So there are Lady of Aparecida, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Please feel free to correct me in the comments so that way I know for future. But there's the red gingham for the Our Lady of Aparecida, and then there's this really cute floral one for Lady of Guadalupe. And I'll just give you a tiny little peek at the ephemera that's in there. Just a really good mix of different items, both vintage and new, and from my printable kits. And then this is, it's a nice subtle, more like toned down colorway, which I thought went well with the Lady of Fatima. And then this one, because of its size, has a larger envelope, and it just also has some really cool ephemera in there. Something that I do want to mention that each received was I have these vintage images from the Our Lady of Fatima grotto in Alabama, I believe. And these were from, I think, either my grandfather or my great uncle, so they are vintage. And so I just included one of these in each of the drawstring bags, which I will leave you to decide what you want to do with. So next, what I'm going to do is just flick through the insides of the journal, just give you guys a little bit of a closer look. So we're going to start off with the Our Lady of Aparecida journal. So on the inside, these journals are each lined with a pattern paper that I hand illustrated as well. And I also drew in just a few golden leaves with my paint marker on top of the pattern paper, just added in a little more dimension. And then there's some lace just to reinforce the spine of the journal. And then the inside papers are mostly plain vintage papers, so either vintage note paper or just like vintage paper that was used for albums and things like that. But there is a little bit of scrapbook paper in there as well. So this is some pattern paper, and then this is like a really nice weight note paper, and then some tan paper. The smaller of the two journals each just have one pocket stitched into them. I kept them kind of on the shorter side as far as pockets go, just because they are smaller, but there are a few more pockets stitched into the traveler's notebook. Some grid paper, some really nice aged note paper, some more of that tan paper, another piece of scrapbook paper, and then there's some vintage book paper on the inside as well. But just a quick little flip through. They're nothing too crazy. I kept them plainer just because I wanted you to have plenty of space to either write or stick photos, whatever you want to do in these journals. There's a lot of creative room for that. So that is this journal. And then next we have the Our Lady of Guadalupe journal. So this is the pattern paper that I illustrated for the inside, and then again it just has some gold vines drawn over to add a little more dimension and decoration. And so this journal starts off with some book paper, and there's some more of that pattern paper and tan paper, this really pretty Craft Consortium scrapbook paper, plain pages, there's the pocket for this journal. Trying to flip through. And then that's the back. And then last but not least, there's the Our Lady of Fatima journal. Let's flip it open. So this is the illustration I just drew some rosaries, because Our Lady of Fatima obviously very much publicized the praying of the rosary with her mission, and so I wanted to incorporate that into the pattern paper. And then again, there's just some gold leaf detailing on the front and back of that inner cover. But just do a quick flip through. Tan paper, book pages, all the same sorts of paper that I typically include. There's one of the pockets that this journal has. I really like the way that the tabs just kind of add something special. Another pocket, they kind of overhang on the page, make it feel a little more, I guess, decorated from both the inside and the outside. And there's a pocket. I left this one open in case you want to overhang anything outside of it. But then that's the back of the Our Lady of Fatima journal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the flip through of these journals. If you're interested in catching the sale, I will have the date and time of the launch, as well as a link to my Etsy shop down below in the description box. And I will also have a link to my Instagram where I will post a countdown. So if you're in a different time zone than I am, you can know what time they launch, so that way you don't miss out on the sale. I'm really excited to get back into launching journals. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!